It was supposed to be a peaceful night. Beijing was blanketed in a gentle drizzle, and the city lights glittered like shards of glass in the sky. But beneath the calm, a small incident, which would soon become a major online storm, was unfolding. In a hidden bar in the Chaoyang district, Wang Yibo was seen sitting alone in a corner with an unfinished glass of whiskey. There were no bodyguards, no industry colleagues, just him and the reflection staring back from the clear glass. The first eyewitness admitted he didn't immediately recognize him. "I thought it was just a handsome young man daydreaming," she wrote on Weibo a few hours later. But after he smiled lopsidedly and said something about "stop pretending to be strong," I knew it was Wang Yibo. That sentence alone was enough to ignite a fire in the fandom. Why was Yibo alone? Why was he drinking? And most shockingly, who was he referring to by "stop pretending to be strong"? A few hours later, around 2 in the morning, another piece of news emerged. A bar employee posted a brief story, a blurry photo of a man in black helping someone out the back door. His face was covered by a mask, but his gestures were too distinctive to be unrecognizable. "It's Xiao Zhan," wrote one account with a large fanbase in a panicked tone. Within minutes, the hashtag Xiao Zhan gets Yibo drunk shot to the top of Weibo's trending charts. Within the fandom, chaos erupted. Some fans refused to believe it, accusing it of photo manipulation. Others wept, not out of anger, but out of emotion. "He came for her," wrote one longtime fan. "Just like before, when everything fell apart, he still came." For those who have followed their journey since the Untamed, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo's relationship has always been more than just colleagues. There was something inexplicable between them, something that kept everyone's eyes glued to their faces. According to unofficial reports, Xiao Zhan arrived at the bar with a tense expression, wearing only a dark hoodie and a hat. He entered without a word, heading straight for the table where Yibo was slumped. Witnesses said he called out softly, "Yibo, wake up, what's wrong with you?" But all that was answered was an incoherent mumble before Yibo's body slowly lost balance. Xiao Zhan, reflexively, grabbed his shoulders before he fell. He was hugging him, not just holding him, said another witness. His hands were shaking, as if he was afraid of losing him. The statement reignited old speculation. Was their relationship truly just colleagues? Or was there something more personal going on behind the scenes of the cold entertainment industry? As soon as he left the bar, Xiao Zhan led Yibo to his private car, refusing offers of help from employees. There was no large convoy, no paparazzi to capture a clear picture. Only one blurry photo later went viral. Xiao Zhan's hand covering Yibo's head as they got into the car. A small, protective gesture, but one that shook fans the most. The next morning, the entertainment media exploded. Clickbait headlines filled the homepage. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo in a midnight incident. New evidence of the Untamed duo's closeness. And is this the beginning of a long-awaited reconciliation? But behind all this, the management of both artists remained silent. There was no official statement, no clarification, just silence that fueled curiosity. Some fan sites began digging deeper. They discovered that night, before the incident, Yibo had attended a meeting with his old crew on a motorcycle racing project, a place where he was known for his cold but warm demeanor to those close to him. Meanwhile, Xiao Zhan had just finished a photo shoot for a major brand and was reportedly on his way home when he received a call. He left his team car and ran to the location alone, wrote an anonymous source. He said that after receiving a message from the bar staff that Yibo was unconscious, he simply said, "Don't leave him alone. I'm coming." Those words, to fans, sounded like a fragment of a never-ending story, the story of two stars connected by something more than just a drama project. As the news spread, the fandom began to divide. Some pleaded for privacy, others demanded honesty. "We just want to know if he's okay," wrote one Yibo fan. But if Xiao Zhan was there to help him, I think that says it all. In every comment, what emerges is not only curiosity, but also a feeling of longing to see the two of them together, even just in one frame. A few days later, Wang Yibo's official management account released a brief statement. "Wang Yibo is in stable condition. Thank you for everyone's concern." There was no mention of alcohol, nor was there any mention of who accompanied him that night. But fans who were observant of subsequent paparazzi photos noticed something. The leather bracelet Yibo was wearing at the airport, exactly the same one seen on Xiao Zhan's wrist a year earlier. Speculation erupted again. Is it a coincidence? Netizens asked. Or are they still exchanging things like they used to? On fandom forums, snapshots were compared, dates were sorted, and theories were pieced together like a puzzle. The more they tried to distance themselves from the narrative, the clearer it became that the shadow of Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo never truly faded. But amid all the commotion, one amateur video emerged without much attention. Just 3 seconds long, it shows someone, presumably Xiao Zhan, closing the driver's side door of a car, then looking down briefly as if to make sure someone in the passenger seat was sleeping comfortably. He takes a deep breath, looks ahead, and then wipes his face before starting the engine. There was no sound, no dialogue, just a silent moment that felt incredibly human. When the video went viral, the comments shifted direction. They weren't gossip anymore, but empathy. Sometimes, we forget they're human too, read one of the most liked comments. If you saw someone who was once an important part of your life in such a fragile state, would you just leave them? The words left many fans speechless for a long time. Days turned into weeks, and finally, Xiao Zhan reappeared in a television interview. Reporters, of course, tried to probe. "You seem so calm lately," the host asked cautiously. Xiao Zhan just smiled faintly. "Sometimes, when you know someone needs you, you don't have to think twice. You just leave." No names were mentioned, but everyone knew who the words were directed at. The fandom's reaction shifted completely. From chaos to warmth, from suspicion to support. Fan art, fanfiction, and even video edits emerged, depicting the two figures supporting each other despite the harsh glitz and glamour of the entertainment world. They were no longer symbols of controversy, but rather a representation of genuine mutual care, a rarity in an industry that often forces its stars to be cold and untouchable. But for some of the fans who have followed the two for the longest time, the incident wasn't just a passing rumor. It felt like a new chapter in an old story that never truly closed. "They used to save each other in difficult times," wrote a senior fanbase admin. "And now, perhaps they're simply returning the favor in kind, coming to us when the world is dark." It may be true that no one knows what really happened that night. Was it mere coincidence, or an unplanned yet meaningful encounter? But one thing is certain, that moment left a mark. It was proof that even in the spotlight, two hearts can still find each other. Not because of the stage, not because of the cameras, but because they once understood each other in the same silence. And now, every time fans see the two on screen, there's always a soft whisper between them. "He came for her that night." A simple phrase that makes every small interaction feel deeper, every glance more meaningful. Whatever the truth, the night Xiao Zhan found Wang Yibo drunk and passed out will always be a new legend in the journey of two stars who never lost their light, even in the midst of darkness.